Do you feel like this connection is over for you?
I don't like how it was handled. Do you think my man would ever watch me struggle and stress, especially when they see me carrying the world? They see my work ethic. They know what kind of woman I am, how I carry myself. What? If you can't see my value, it ain't meant for you. I always tell you, God gonna hide you in plain sight. Whoever's meant to see you will see you.
That's true.
Some people spiritually ain't even aligned with you and where you at.
That's right.
And if they can't meet you there.
And that's why it doesn't work out.
Yeah, those are blessings.
Yep.
Those are blessings. That's God saying this person isn't ready for you yet.
Do you think that unresolved childhood wounds affect how people show up as adults in their relationship?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm none of these things. But I've met a lot of people in life. I have my own personal experiences, my own childhood wounds I had to overcome. And I've read maybe at least listened to 150 audiobooks on relationships and self-development. I study psychology and behavioral ethics. So absolutely, I know it on a deep level of how it affects you. Like people with abandonment wounds who, have the loss of a parent or both parents and feel like they had to raise themselves. Mm-hmm. It's different because you feel like nobody was there for you when you needed them. Mm-hmm. And it becomes a challenge for you to then become vulnerable with other people because you develop this fear of having to take care of you and protect you.
Self-preservation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You tell yourself, nobody is going to love me like I love me or take care of me like I take care of me. And I don't want to be taken advantage of. Mm-hmm. So that fear, I always say fear breeds insecurity. And insecure people want to control everything around them because they're scared of somebody betraying them or, coming across somebody they can't trust. Mm-hmm. And when you want to control everything, you got to figure out how to control all outcomes. So then you start learning how to manipulate. Now, I'm not saying go out there and, prove to a manipulator how amazing you are and try to persuade him into becoming.
I don't even think that would work.
It won't.
Yeah.
And understand him. They have to do that inner work. You can understand what wounds people are operating from.
That's right.
But
you can't fix it. You can't heal them. They have to heal themselves.
Absolutely.
When we talk about childhood wounds, do you think Cameron has a childhood wound?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And a lot of these people on these podcasts blowing all that hatred through the mic, they all wounded. And they're socially conditioning other wounded people to come and join their wounded party in their little He-Man woman hater clubs because they're really mad at their mom or their dad. And then they're punishing you for it. I didn't do it. And until somebody can heal past that and realize that they're open to love, they are welcoming love, they are going to become love to receive love, then they're just not going to have real love.
Yeah, the only thing that you're responsible for is giving out your love. How they receive it, how they accept it has nothing to do with you and all to do with whatever they're processing.
And that's what makes me so angry about people. They're always saying, oh, well, he ain't choose you because he ain't want you. I was like, first of all, however somebody's feeling ain't got nothing to do with me. It doesn't take away from my value or my worth. That's how they feel. That don't got nothing to do with me. And the sooner people stop thinking that, the way people compare you to other people or their perspective says something about who you are, it doesn't. Mm-hmm. It absolutely doesn't.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. What responsibility do you think a partner plays or should a partner take for healing someone else's emotional wounds? Like you're with your partner, that there's deep-rooted childhood wounds that they're facing or dealing with. What responsibility is it of yours to help them, to guide them, to getting help, to getting treatment, to seeking out therapy, for example, getting a therapist, getting connected? Is there anything the partner should be doing? Because we know we can't heal you.
It's so funny you say that because when Cam said we should be together back in 2024, I said, would you be willing to go to therapy? He said, for what? I was like, I don't know. We should just go. He didn't really entertain the idea.
Yeah.
But when I was at his house for that week that we spent together, my therapist had called and he's like, can I come in on the session with you?
Yeah.
And my therapist was like, I can't do that. And he was like, all right.
Oh, wait. So he offered to come in. Maybe that was like an opportunity for him to kind of experience it, and to know what that is even like. Because maybe that was him asking for permission to kind of,
see what, just feel it out. Yeah. But my therapist
worked
legally,
for him.
He couldn't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Legally.
But, That's actually super cool that was even discussed, you know?
It was. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I saw a different side that I thought maybe he was becoming a little bit like trying to move in a different direction this time around. But we ended up having the big fallout. I was angry, coming back on the show and putting me in a hot seat, asking me a bunch of questions that would make me more angry. It wasn't a good idea because everything that I was, repressing while you didn't even address what the other issues were. And you just say, come on the show. And I'm just like, no. I mean, Sin had to argue with me for 2-3 days to come on that show. I didn't want to do it because I knew I wasn't in a good space with him. And I knew we had too many unresolved issues. And I didn't think it was going to go well because I know I can be a hothead, especially when I'm not being heard.
I saw that you requested a public apology from him. Why?
Because that's my reputation. Even if you didn't intend for it to be like that, you should have cleared that. I don't know any man who cares about a woman that they respect that would allow the internet to talk down on them like that. Everything on the internet stays on the internet forever.
Forever.
And if nothing was cleared up or said, it's just going to be like, oh, well, this is what it is. I didn't want that for me.
I can understand that. When you hear him talking about you and, mentioning little things here and there, how does that make you feel?
Oh, like about him saying that I was number 4?
Yeah.
Who cares? Cam is a 0 to me. He has no place in my life. He doesn't protect me. He doesn't provide for me. He doesn't concern himself with my well-being.
But this is someone that you cared about. This is someone that you build a bond with for many years.
Me and Cam have an emotional
out.
attachment.
You can't just throw that away like that.
Me and him have an emotional attachment, but we don't have a commitment to each other.
That's why it's good to stay friends.
You're not going to friend me to death. And you don't get to do mean things to me and think I'm going to be your friend. You just don't get to do that. I treat my friends good.
Yes, you do. Unofficial Therapy, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate your time. Callie, we will, of course, do our check-ins again. I appreciate your time. Thank you for opening your heart. And I hope that, along the way, you can have some healing.
Thank you for having me.
Bye, guys.